Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 3, 9.3, syntax of a class declaration. In the previous concept, I showed you the general format of class declaration. Now, with an example, if I give you, you can have more clarity and there will be no scope for abstraction. Here, already I told you, empty class. Empty class, if you want to declare, you can declare. It has no purpose, but it is a valid class. From this, it is technically valid class. From this, if you want to create any objects, you can create. Empty class objects you can create. But what is the purpose of this? Doing nothing. Its object also object also does nothing. Okay, that point you have to understand. Now, for doing nothing sake, we don't write classes. For doing something sake, we write classes. As I told you already, in programming, mainly data and functions. Functions act upon data and generate result. That point you remember. Whereas in C programs, the data is separate and functions are separate. That's why data we have to explicitly pass the data through functions. And in this, in object oriented programming, data as well as members are together and those are integrated or encapsulated as a single entity with a single identifiable name. Already explained to you. Now here is the class square. A simple example I am taking. First you have to understand the syntax. That's why I am giving simple examples. Thereafter, whenever we develop projects and all that, you learn bigger things. Now class square. Already this is a keyword square. I have written in a Pascal case, first letter capitalized, and it should be a noun. Okay. Thereafter, this is the body. This is the body. Within the body, you define uh, data members and member methods. Here, as far as square is concerned, only one variable is there, that is int side. So you didn't use any qualifier static. That's why you can earmark it as instance variable. Instance variable means object oriented variable. This variable is used via the corresponding object, that we have to understand. So int side, this is a declaration of instance variable. It is also known as field. Many times it is known as field. Field means, first you understand the meaning of field. Field, every field contains a single data item, and which may be used in databases or data structures. So many times people call it as instance field. Don't confuse. Instance field and instance variable are one and same. Thereafter, constructor. Actually, this is special type of standard method. Actually, for initializing instance variables, we have to define initialization methods. Actually, Java created a standard type of method. Of course, we don't call it as method, we call it as a constructor. Constructor means you can understand it as initializer method, but it does not have any independent name. Whatever is the name of the class, it should be the name of the constructor, and it should not have any return type. That point also you must remember. Thereafter, into side, this side is equal to side. Okay, don't bother about details of this. Okay, later you understand. You time being you understand it is a standard initializer method. Initializer method means for initializing instance variable. Thereafter, one operation we have to perform. What is that operation? We have to evaluate the area of the square. So for that we are writing an instance method. Why it is called instance method? Here we are not writing any static. If you write static here or here, it is a static variable, is static method. So we didn't mention anything. That's why the instance method. That means via corresponding object you have to call it, you have to use it. Okay. Within this, return side into side. You know the formula of the area of the square. Side into side, return area, side into side. That you are returning. Okay. And you must believe one thing. It is invisible, but you must believe it. It is encapsulated. It is made. It is integrated with the data and methods. And one more doubt you may get. Here I have given a parameter into side, but here I am not giving anything. That also, actually, you should feel doubt. Actually, if you get a doubt, in my view, you are blessed because you can get answer. If you don't get doubt, you never get answer. So here you see, from outside we are giving value for side. Let us say 10. From outside it comes. That's why we have defined a parameter here. And once this is given, it is received from outside, it goes into this, thereafter it goes into this, thereafter it goes into this. Ultimately side is initialized by 10. Okay, that's why we are giving it here. As far as this is concerned, why we are not giving? Actually, just it is like your heart. Are you know that your heart is taking some inputs. If you do not know biology also, you can realize that you your heart receives some inputs and you are not giving it, it takes automatically. In the same way it acts like our heart, so it wants side, automatically it takes, you need not pass. Actually this is like our mouth. For your mouth you have to give food from outside, so your mouth feeds food to your body. So it is like your mouth. That's why you have given parameter. And here it is like your heart or liver or kidney. So whatever inputs they require, they take from here. Understand? That is the basic difference. Gradually understand that. So in this manner, we have defined the class definitions. And here, first one, this is signature of the class, and this is the body of the class. And here, as I told you already, access specifiers you find, and access specifiers. I don't want to confuse you. Right now, I am not using any access specifier. Not using access specifier also, there is no problem at all. By using access specifiers, you can get a special status. You can define a special status to that. That's all. Whenever time comes, I will explain. In the forthcoming chapters, you will know about that. Time being, you understand the syntax of a class definition through this example.